Today we're 3D printing an axolotl. So this is an extraordinarily cute 3D print, and this is designed by Biotech 3D. Link in the description below if you want to check out these files yourself. And this person does extraordinarily cute 3D models that are just wonderful. And overall, it's pretty easy to 3D print this. The body comes out very simply, and then you've got eyes and body parts that are separate. Although there is a version of the 3D model as well, which has a keychain holder, and it also has all the additional parts already attached to the 3D model. I'd also recommend if you're going to print it off separately, then I would reduce the inserted pieces by at least 1% because they are extremely tight otherwise. And you can see here that I'm doing a very simple paint job, making up a little bit of a pink color that I want to go for the additional parts getting eyed on, because that is kind of going with the idea of how this animal looks in real life. And then we'll just simply stick everything on. We've also blacked up the eyes as well because I want them to be nice and glossy. And yeah, pretty simple. And overall, I think this paint job actually went down really good because it added this kind of organic look, because the pink here is definitely not perfect. And because I have been mixing up some colors, it's not like a great even tone. So we end up with, I think, a fleshy look to these bits, which just adds to the cuteness once we get to the end. But yeah, that was pretty simple. Left it to dry, and then we came back and decided to put the whole thing together. And I've become a really big fan of these 3D models. This person does have a Patreon as well, where they're going to probably do exclusives there. They were pulling some of their stuff off the Thingiverse site, but it looks like they've actually now decided to put them all on. And that's great. So at least their free stuff looks like it's going to remain free now, which is great. And yeah, this ended up being a really good 3D print, and assembling was really quite lovely. They're also really good for newcomers to 3D printing as well, because there is, like I said, versions of this in the files that have all the pieces attached. You print them in one piece. So if you have issues like printing off small pieces like this, you don't have to do that, which is great. So you can really have a nice mess around. And I think they're excellent for beginners. And if you want to get a bit more advanced, of course, you can print them off separately. I'd also imagine scaling this up to would also be excellent. Like, this thing's fully articulated, and of course that would be the case on an even bigger version of this as well. And you can see here, I did have quite a lot of issues getting these to fit into the little holes they have, and that's why I recommend printing off the smaller pieces a little bit smaller. Even just 1% will probably make it a touch easier to install. Otherwise, they're just a little bit of a pain in the ass. But once you do get them in there and you get them stuck in, they look really, really good and have a nice organic look with that paint job I gave them. So very happy with how this is going to end up turning out. But you can see, definitely had just a little bit of trouble getting them in, especially with this one because of the way it's set up with the 3 bits on the side here. It's not an easy one to assemble, and you can definitely take your time here. I was probably rushing this a little bit too much, and I could have easily cleaned up the pieces more, could have taken my time with it all, could have glued pieces in, left it to set, and then came back and added a few more in. But I was really trying to get this done quite quickly and seamlessly for editing up later. And as you can see, definitely had a few issues getting it all in, but finally got there. And that brings us to the last piece, which is the eyes. And I think with all of these animals that I printed off from this creator, I think the eyes are what really makes it. And I always try to gloss them up because I think that makes them just look a little bit more alive, and it really brings the whole piece together. And here we go. So yeah, this thing looks amazing. I'm not going to try and pronounce its name again because I'll definitely get it wrong, but it looks incredible, extremely cute, and lovely 3D print. Massively recommend this for beginners and more advanced people. And if you just like something that's cute, I think you're going to love trying this out. And the only recommendation is to reduce those little attachment pieces by at least 1%. And I think you'll have a little bit of a better day attaching them all to the model. And maybe scaling it up as well could look incredibly cool. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this, subscribe and like, and I'll catch you guys next time.